and welcome back to EVE Valkyrie Warzone pilots. In this video we are here to look at the support class fighters that are available for you to support your team in the battle space. Please check my previous videos of the assault and heavy class fighters you can fly if this set of support fighters does not appeal to you. While the assault and heavy class are built and flown to cause damage to the enemy, the support class is fast and nimble and are made for buffing your team and using their tech to turn the side of battle to always be in your favour. These are Valkyrie's healer class. Still able to put out some damage, their main role is to heal and support your teammates around you. Able to heal, repair and buff your team, don't underestimate the destruction that these fighters can cause. Agile with decent weaponry, do not overlook them as being a danger in space. So now let's have a look at the first chip on the table. And here we have the Banshee. There is only one thing to say about the Banshee, and that is spider bots. These little arachnids once deployed will attach themselves to any passing fighter, either to repair a friendly or to damage your enemies. Adding that with the Banshee's secondary that will deplete enemy shields, leaving them with nothing to stop you from using the full force of your main phaser. The Banshee is an awesomely balanced ship and a definite support favourite. So onto the base stats of the Banshee. Using the power rating here will give us a baseline to compare the other support class fighters in its wake. The Banshee has an attack of 20, a defense of 20, a tech of 40 and a mobility of 40. So with the Banshee, it definitely is a hard fighter to get onto your sights with its high maneuverability. It can easily circle around on your 6 and dish out its spider bots if damaged, or to damage you, be careful of its weapons because they will tear through your hull, bringing you right back to the clone vats. Its primary armament consists of a phaser beam. This is a mid-range weapon that locks onto and does continuous damage to its enemies. Its secondary is a drain beam. It also locks onto the enemy and it drains their shields, leaving them vulnerable for you to finish them off with your phaser. Its ability is spider bots. Friendly or not so friendly, whichever end you seem to be on at the time, these guys will get the job done for whoever flies through the field with them. Whether it's repairing friendly fighters or leaving the enemy wishing he had been more careful. Finally, its ultra is Fate's Call. It's an area effect ultra that will give all nearby teammates a shield recharge with this powerful pulse buff. And secondly, we have the Nagi. The Nagi is Valkyrie's generic healer. Think Mercy from Overwatch, the Priest from World of Warcraft, and the Nagi in Valkyrie. Built to heal and kill, the Nagi can easily penetrate enemy hulls with its high impact blaster weapon. Also, save teammates from certain destruction with its heal beam. If at any point you should find yourself targeted by the enemy, the Nagi is equipped to survive any onslaught thanks to a self-repair system. And at the other end of the spectrum, if things are looking bad for the rest of the team, then the blast from its ultra will instantly repair any hull of any fighter within its range. The base stats of the Nagi are exactly the same as the Banshee, an attack of 20, a defense of 20, a tech of 40, and a mobility of 40. The primary weapon of the Nagi are twin-linked carbines, double-barreled stream of rapid-fire projectiles to decimate the shields or hull of whoever is down your sights. Its secondary is a repair beam. Basically, this is the friendly alternative to the Banshee's drain beam. This beam will recharge your friend's shields and armor. The Nagi's ability to be able to self-repair. If you can find somewhere safe, activate your self-repair and you will be able to recharge your armor and shield and be all shiny again. The Nagi's ultra is Radiant Burst, an area of effect buff that will recharge all friendly's hulls within its radius. Our third heavy fighter is the Medusa. This is the pinnacle of damage dealing support fighter. Its main priority is to seek out and protect any friendly on the team, whether it be someone with a bit too much heat on their 6th or a friendly making their way to the objective. This fighter, when handled correctly, will be a sigh of relief from any fighter in a fast-paced battle. The base stats for the Medusa are an attack of 20, a defense of 30, a tech of 40, and a mobility of 30. Pretty slow on the dodging compared to other support fighters, but as long as you have good teammates and play your support role right, then this should not hamper your effectiveness. The primary weapon of the Medusa is its attack, Pulse Cannon. An automatic pulse cannon that can dish out plenty of pain at mid-range. Its secondary is being able to apply a mini overshield to friendly fighters, either by replacing theirs or applying an additional one over the top. Very useful when it comes to Valkyrie's escort mode. Its ability is one that we have covered in other fighters before, the electromagnetic shield, designed to block incoming missiles and turn the ship's projectiles into EMP rounds. The Ultra of the Medusa is by far one of the most useful support class in terms of attack. Death's Grasp. Strip all nearby enemy shields and leave them vulnerable for you and your team to pick off at your leisure. Which brings us to the last support fighter of this video, the Kiran. This fighter is to spread fear into the enemy who think that support ships won't be able to do anything against them. The Kiran can blast out high speed sticky projectiles that will explode over time and can also scramble the enemy's HUD so that they have no what way is up and what way is down. Its capacitor restore beam locked onto a friendly will make your teammates run on full power without penalty, so no waiting for cooldowns on their weapons. As for its base power stats, the Kiran is distributed accordingly. An attack of 30, a defense of 10, a tech of 40, and a mobility of 30. Making it a punch to the guts to the enemy, but just don't let it on your 6. If you do, its weaker defense rating will mean you may be calling for some help. The primary armament of the Kiran is its shard rifle. This is a high spread weapon similar to a shotgun, but will fire sticky projectiles that will detonate over time. Its secondary is its capacitor restore beam. Making sure this is locked onto a friendly, then they will be able to run at full power, making sure it always keeps their capacitor topped up so they won't have to wait for any of those pesky recharge times on their weapons. The ability of the Kiran is its HUD Scrambler. This area effect ability that will basically scramble the enemy's heads up display from this disorienting pulse weapon. And finally we have the Kiran's Ultra, Dragon's Thorn. Fire out a sticky bomb that will attach itself to the enemy before exploding. It's hard to line up, but when you do, you can guarantee whoever is locked onto will be returning to the clone vats. So all in all, if you would like to guarantee the survivability of your team, then I suggest jumping into one of these support fighters. They're quick and nimble, but with damage that can't be knocked, these fighters are a must pick for any fast paced battle. In the next installment, we will be looking at the elusive Covert class fighter. Once again, I will leave you with some footage of some support fighter gameplay, and as always, be excellent to each other and keep on partying. Fly safe, everyone.
Capture and hold the relay stations to dominate the battle.